Ero F4 Round 8 around the Miami International Autodrome. We are racing around the Hard Rock Football Stadium. My name is Lucas Szafranek, also known as Szwarniak, and alongside me is the one and only
Roswell.
Welcome back, everybody. After a little bit of a break from Ero, we are back racing. Very excited to be here with you this fine evening to kickstart the weekend with Ero, as we have now went underway with qualifying for the Miami Grand Prix. We have most of the drivers out on track. Currently, we are on a lap with angry Danish driver who is currently on medium compound tires, which could be interesting. De Haas feeling confident around this track.
Very confident. Maybe he will do something special with the soft tires later.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what will be the strategies for the race. And yeah, so far angry Danish driver is out on the back straight, as we have Armin setting the fastest lap, the first lap of the qualifying session, with a lap time of 1:27.724. It was on soft compound tires, so it'll be an interesting comparison between him and the Haas driver of angry Danish driver, who will be on mediums. He crosses the line right now as we speak, and he goes 4 seconds slower than him, and Vries with a 1 second improvement over the Kick Sauber. That's a very good lap for the Red Bull, but I expect those lap times to plummet towards the end of the qualifying. We still have 13 and a half minutes left, so we have quite a bit of time.
Yeah, quite a bit of time. Sweaty Chicken is on a purple sector on here. I don't know if
Sweaty Chicken.
I don't know if this game is lying to me, but
honestly,
we'll
I saw the Truth also getting the purple first sector, so could be close between these drivers. Of course, Sweat Chicken, the one and only, the GOAT when it comes to the nicknames, also put up a purple second sector. So either it's a glitch or the Mercedes is absolutely flying on this lap. We will see once he crosses the line after turn 19, approaching turn 17. Going through turn 17 is the Mercedes. 2 corners left, which aren't really corners. It's really flat out, more like bigger kinks. As the Mercedes crosses the line, it's 4 seconds, 3.5 seconds slower than fastest lap. Let's have a look at the Truth. The Truth goes P5 with a lap time of 1 minute 28 seconds, 0.234. We have 4 drivers out on a lap now. Svistak is one of them. Why don't you take us through the lap with him?
I cannot see him.
Okay, that's not ideal. So maybe I will take you all for the lap with the Alpine driver who exits turn 8 and apparently gets purple second sector. But I can imagine it's a glitch, because that first sector was not great for the Alpine, as he has the DRS wide open, uses a little bit of overtake while at it, and approaching turn 11. That's a very interesting corner, because you really want to nail the apex as late as possible, but also don't want to go too late to actually go beyond the track limits. So you have to be really careful in there. Of course, another place where you have to be careful is the turn 14, 15, 16 chicane, because the exit out of turn 16 is incredibly crucial, because you need to get a decent exit to get a good run down towards turn 17. Of course, in the race, we could see some potential overtakes in that corner, but in qualifying, it's all about the corner exit and the corner entry. Speaking of corner entry, turn 17 for Svistak right now, that wasn't really ideal, I don't think, for Svistak, as he crosses the line with a lap time of 1 minute 29.332, P8 at the moment for the Alpine. And yeah, we just have to wait and see for more drivers.
There's some really weird glitch happening with me. I can't even see his car. I only see his name.
Okay, well that's an unexpected glitch. Yep, indeed.
I can see all the other cars, but not Svistak.
Okay, so maybe we should pay attention to Shy Guy, who is finishing his second sector, approaching the chicane. And
he did not open up the corner.
Yeah, he did. All right. I saw a lockup going into turn 11, but he made it stick, and it's a second sector with 1 minute point 3 seconds. So that could be interesting to see where will the V-carb finish at the end of this lap. Shaggy never really showed much pace, but maybe this track will benefit him more than the others. And the V-carb is finishing his lap. Across the line, it's P10 for Shy Guy, 1 minute 28.6.
When he invalidated while touching the wall on the inside in the close chicane section.
Yeah, I will go for a lap with Little Dragon Me, also known as Sparrow, because, well, I still remember that beautiful charge after the safety car restart in Saudi Arabia by the Ferrari driver, so he could have some pace. Of course, me knowing him from experience, I do know that I can tell you that his favorite track is indeed Miami International Autodrome. So I have high expectations for the Ferrari driver here. Apparently it's a purple first sector. I don't know if that's actually true, of course, because we can't really trust the game. But what we do know is that Sparrow is taking his Scarlet Ferrari on a beautiful lap so far, keeping it close to the walls, but he actually backed out. Okay, so never mind, Sparrow again choking as he is used to doing that.
Yeah, he fully hit the wall there on the exit of turn 8 it was, I think.
It was indeed turn 8. Yeah, typical Sparrow maneuver. So yeah, also Blackwell finishing his second sector, 1 minute point 2.4. So that's not bad actually for the Red Bull. Yeah, the Blackwell is actually pushing quite a bit. Nice to see that from a Red Bull driver. Of course, his teammate is on provisional pole quite comfortably at the moment. And let's see where will Blackwell finish as Danish driver left the session. Interesting, as Blackwell finishing his lap, goes P4, provisional second row for another Red Bull. It looks like the Red Bulls are... Strong. Yeah, both Red Bulls looking to have decent pace. Camille is also pushing, finishing his first sector with a time of 30.0. It's a slight... well, that's not really an improvement. He lost a half of a tenth going through the first sector, but of course it's not the end of the story as he gets a beautiful toe towards turn 11, but he might be actually hampered by the V-carb in front, because the V-carb doesn't have the pace Camel has, and the dirty air is not doing any wonders for the Mercedes. So that's quite unfortunate. He is stuck behind. I don't know what that driver is. I think it could be... No, it's Clyde. It is Clyde. So, not ideal. Clyde already out of the RS.
Clyde doesn't want to go out of the race, so
and Camel backed out.
Aborts it.
That's a good decision. That's a very good decision, I'd say. And what about Sparrow? Sparrow is on a lap, finishing his second sector. Decent enough time, slower than Blackwell though, which is not ideal for the Ferrari. But maybe, just maybe, Sparrow could manage some beautiful last 3 corners and put his Scarlet Ferrari up on the front row, maybe potentially on the provisional pole. I don't really see this happening, but Sparrow tends to surprise us all many times. Across the line goes Ferrari, and he didn't surprise us this time because it's only P6 for Sparrow.
He doesn't seem to like this track, I think.
Oh, see, that's interesting, because that little bastard, I'm gonna call him, always gets so proud whenever it comes to Miami, because he won the race once on our two-player career, and ever since he's like, oh my god, Miami's my favorite track. Ooh. So yeah, that's Sparrow in a nutshell for you. Why don't you take us for the second half of Nick Hill's lap time, because the GOAT is on a lap right now.
Yes, he's going very much for it in the chicanes, as he almost loses the back end of his car, almost crashes into the wall here as well. I think he aborts it.
Nah, he's still going.
Still. He's almost out of battery. He's almost going into the wall there. Opens his DRI wide open as he's still deploying his ERS. Can he do a very good turn 17 almost goes over the curb. Goes into the last two kinks of the track. Almost invalidates, and he is now P17, unfortunately for him.
5 seconds off pole position, a provisional pole. That's the GOAT's time. This spot is not really going very quick either. Approaching turn 17 is the Aston Martin, and he pits actually, so never mind then. Zorf and Waney are still in the pits. They are not going out for a lap, as things kind of quiet down on the track, as Vista goes up to P10.
I still can't
Okay,
see.
I have to ask you, what is the name of the second Aston Martin, because I don't know how to pronounce it.
Stevie the TV, or
I guess it's just Stevie. Let's call him. Let's stick with
Yeah.
Stevie then. So Stevie now approaching the start-finish line. I was about to say checkered line, but Stevie goes up to P6. Not a bad lap at all for the Aston Martin. Definitely better than his teammates, because his teammate does not have any lap times on the board. Yeah, now everyone is. No one's on a lap. So
Yeah, Darius is on an outlap, but he's still on the beginning of the left.
okay, so why don't we take that time and how you been doing, mate?
Great. This week has been pretty tiring, but we're still getting on.
That's good.
How was
That's
your
good to hear.
week?
My week has been amazing, to be honest. It was really nice. I went to. I was on the beach. I was chilling. I was sunbathing. I was swimming in the sea. That was a very good week.
Swimming in the sea is always good.
Swimming in the sea is
nice to
always.
do.
Water is pretty cold out there, but it was still a good week. I had a great company.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah, nice
Yes, we have
indeed.
The Red Bull starting the lap.
I think it's Reese. Okay, so I think we do want to go for a lap with our provisional pole sitter going through turn 3, approaching the S's of turn 4, when we go on board with the Red Bull, and let's see how he approaches those tricky S's and the very late apex of turn 8. It was pretty good, very cautious on the exit, not much to show for himself after sector 1, almost a 10th down on his best time, but the Red Bull is still pushing, going down towards turn 11. That's going to be a crucial corner to take, and that looks good to me. Keeps it away from the walls, and now very tricky chicane for Vries. He keeps it clean, no track limits yet. Very solid. And is that improvement? No, it's not improvement. It's over half of a 10th down for Vries.
Still purple sector 2.
It was a purple sector 2 indeed, so maybe he could pull something off in those last 3 corners. Let's hope for that. And yes, he goes through turn 17, turn 18 for him now, and last corner on the track, turn 19. Across the line goes Red Bull, and it's not an improvement. He lost about half of a 10th on those last 3 turns, which is not ideal for the Red Bull. And you can take us for a lap with I'm having a stroke. Fuck, what the hell? Junaid, yes, thank you. He invited his lap. Never mind. Camus is on a lap though, approaching turn 4.
Oh, Stevie went P3.
Stevie, what a lap from the Aston Martin. Camille going through turn 4, 5, those very quick section. You have to flick the steering wheel very rapidly to get a nice turn in. You have to be careful on the throttle, careful on the brakes to not lock up if you're not using the ABS. But Camille is doing pretty nicely so far. The Mercedes is pushing with everything he's got, keeping it close to the wall, but not too close to lose some time. The RS wide open. The RS is closed for the braking, of course. Turn 11 for the Mercedes. It looks good so far. Now he's going to go through the turn 14, 15, and 16 chicane. late apex for turn 14, early for 15, and another late apex for turn 16 as Sparrow goes pole position, provisional pole position. I'm sorry we've missed that. We're paying attention to Camus, who hits the wall on the straight, which is not ideal for the Mercedes, but he's still going. He's gonna have 3 corners to go before he can cross the start-finish line, as we are now over with qualifying. Vries will not improve, so Little Dragon Me 2 Little Dragon Me, not 2, will have a decent enough position to start, that's for sure. Camus did not improve. How about Junaid? He starts his lap. That's gonna be very late for him. And who is the next guy to cross the line? I think it might be Angry Danish Driver, and I was mistaken. It's not. It's Darius. Darius goes P15. That's a terrible lap for the Ferrari. Who do we have next? Next up is Black Wolf. The other Red Bull down in P7 and goes across the lines. P3 for Black Wolf. That's a very decent lap. And yeah, what do we have next? It's you split. I'm sorry, mate, but you go across the line, and it's P8 for the Williams. Next up, it's gonna be the Haas of Angry Danish Driver, who is finishing his lap.
2 tenths up.
2.5 tenths up for the Haas. Across the line, stays P18. We go back to Junaid, who has 3 corners to go. He's the only one who can challenge Little Dragon Me for pole position around Miami International Autodrome. The Haas is about to finish his lap. DRS wide open. Haas across the line, and it's P5. It's not an improvement, and that means that Sparrow is on pole for the Miami Grand Prix. What a fantastic lap for the Scarlet Ferrari. Beautiful stuff. I told you he liked this track, and he's showing that right now as we speak. 2 tenths clear of P2. Fantastic lap for the Ferrari. We are gonna have Vries on the second place, and opening second row, it's gonna be Black Wolf. Alongside him will be Camus. Then in P5 we've got the Haas of Junaid, and in P6 is Stevie. 7th we have the driver of Kick Sauber team, Amir. Alongside him is Uspletto. Then another Kick Sauber driver is gonna be Jevi. The Truth in P10. Then in P11 we have Svistak and Suko in P12. Shy Guy P13, Sweat Chicken in P14, and Darius in P15, and we're gonna check the rest in just a moment.
The Red Bulls has the most consistent team on this grid.
Yeah, Red Bull really have a strong driver pairing. 1.5 tenths separate P1 and P2. That's a great lap for Sparrow. He will be hoping to convert this pole position into a win, but this race could be very chaotic. Continuing with the grid, we have Clyde in P16, Wayne in P17, P18 is Danish driver, 19th is the GOAT Nick Hill, and Istford with no lap time set is gonna start dead last. I'll tell you what.
A qualifying session.
I'll tell you what, that could be a very spicy race, because we have quite a bit of a mixed up grid, and it could be rather interesting.
As we have dry for the race, at the start at least. We don't know if we have rain coming or not, but we'll have to see.
It doesn't look like it's going to be raining. Now the drivers will be setting up their strategies and fuel loads, of course, and all that juicy little stuff that right now we do not care about. We're going to care about it later in the race, when it actually comes down to the pit stops and to the fuel loads. Perhaps some safety cars, perhaps many safety cars. But right now, all we care about is the start and the fight between Red Bull and Ferrari into turn 1. Little Dragon Me usually has decent enough starts, especially lately, but Vries could always send one down the inside, and it could get very interesting in turn 1. But for now, we have to wait for the drivers to get ready, and we're gonna go racing in Miami. And now we have drivers on the grid. Perfect timing. 5 red lights ahead of the drivers. It's Ferrari against Red Bull. We have lights out and away we go. Decent enough start for the top 2. People are scrambling down the back. We have 4 wide actually. As into turn 1, Vries down the inside, but Sparrow covers them off. And it's the Ferrari leading after turn 1. Then it's Red Bull, Mercedes, Haas and Aston Martin behind them. Everybody's scrapping for the places, but it's a perfect getaway for Little Dragon Me, who is on hards, I believe, actually. Which is, he is on hard, so that was crucial to stay ahead of Vries, but Vries is already hot on Ferrari's heels. That's a wide exit for Sparrow, and Vries will do everything he possibly can to go back into the lead. He was in the lead momentarily, but now is looking to go for the lead for a little bit longer, as he looks to go down the inside on the Ferrari, but will he send it? He stays behind going into turn 11, so the Ferrari will probably lead it up, but he goes a little bit deep exiting turn 11, approaching turn 14 chicane. It's a good start for everybody as we have Wayne retiring, hitting the barriers. No safety cars for now. McLaren is out. We are still racing around the Miami International Autodrome. 5, almost 6 tenths separating the leader and the second place. Sweat Chicken gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings already on lap 1. The Mercedes is not looking the best at the moment. Sparrow gets a little bit wide exiting turn 17, but he will lead a lap this race. And yeah, that's a solid pace for the Ferrari right now at the moment, especially considering the fact that he is on hard compound tires. And further down the grid, we have some battling as Uspletto is looking to go for the lead, not for the lead, but for the P10 place, taking it away from Svistak.
Clyde and Jeffy are going side by side here.
They are indeed approaching turn 4. And oh no, there was contact between the V-Carb and the Kick Sauber, but they are still going. Looks like there is no damage. Also, Darius made up a place thanks to Vani's crash. And Vries is looking to go for the move on Sparrow into turn 11. Round the outside, Red Bull leads the Miami Grand Prix. Good Sparrow sending down the inside. No, Sparrow stays behind the Red Bull. And the medium compound tires pays the advantage to Vries. And that's a crucial move that Vries had to make as soon as possible. He wanted to make it into turn 1 on lap 1. He couldn't. Sparrow defended nicely. But right now, this time, Sparrow had nothing to say. And the Red Bull is leading the Miami Grand Prix. Now, Black Wolf is going to try to stay as close as possible to Little Dragon. DRS, of course, being enabled. Could Sparrow potentially go back at the lead as we have Suko and Stevie battling into... No, that is Suko. Suko takes 6th place away from the Aston Martin into turn 17. That's a nice and easy overtake for the Alpine. And at the front, things are a little bit quiet at the moment. No one's making any egregious moves as Darius is going side by side through turn 19. He does have the DRS, but he doesn't have the shredders, but he brakes incredibly late, and he does make that move stick. That's a nice overtake for the Ferrari. Looking good, Darius, looking good, making up places at the beginning of the race. And now Sparrow is all over the back of Vries. Could the Ferrari go back at Red Bull yet again on just the 3rd lap? Sparrow with overtake enabled.
Goes for P4.
Junaid and Camus. Camus no DRS, Junaid with DRS. Camus also very little on ERS, so that's not ideal for the Mercedes. And Stevie and Suka are still battling. Stevie round the outside in turn 12. That's a very nice move. And now going into the chicane, Suka cannot answer. 410 separating the leader and Sparrow in P2. Could Sparrow go for the move? Looks like he could if he wants to. He does want to. He was using overtake. He is using DRS into turn 17. Side by side, Ferrari and Red Bull. Ferrari on the inside. Red Bull turns in early. Goes a little bit wide. And now Sparrow will have the DRS yet again. And has the advantage of being the second guy crossing the DRS detection point. Fakes the inside line, tries to go around the outside. Vries covers him off, and Vries stays in the lead, and that opens the door for Black Wolf, who does not have enough pace to actually overtake the Ferrari.
Well, and this
contact double spin! The truth and Stevie
Truth has spun.
have spun. I think Stevie was spun by the Truth, who then was spun by Suko. That's very unfortunate for the two drivers. And look at the top three. They're all really, really close. And it looks like Sparrow is going to go for the move on the Red Bull. But could potentially Black Wolf benefit from them two fighting into turn 11. DRS wide open for the Ferrari. That has to be an easy overtake. And now could Black Wolf potentially go for the move on his teammate? No, he cannot. Little Dragon Me is back in the race lead.
Yeah, Sparrow is very aggressive. He really wants this lead. He wants to win this race very badly.
I can imagine he wants to, but he is showing incredible pace, given the fact that he is on hard compound tires compared to the mediums that the Red Bulls are using. And also, let's check out the position changes, as I think the Red Bulls will be swapping places. They are indeed swapping places. Black Wolf up to P2, Vries dropping down to P3, and Camus also was looking to go for the move on Junaid, but he cannot do anything at the current moment. But maybe, potentially, the Mercedes could go into 4th place, into turn 1. Mercedes to the inside, Haas on the outside, and it's Mercedes who will take the 4th position away from Junaid.
Oh, but Junaid comes back though. He goes for the empty space, but he went over the line, so that's a warning for him.
Junaid has to live to wait another day. Another penalty for Sweet Chicken. Oh, that's not a good for turn 4 for Camille, and he will be vulnerable going down the back stretch.
Going for it. Is he going around the outside in the Senna assist? No, he won't. He will just stay behind to spell 2.
Going back to Junaid. Junaid is all over the Camel's gearbox. Round the outside, tries to go the Haas into turn 11. Not using his DRS, but using the DRS. That should put him up back into 4th place. And Stevie also making a move on Amir. That's a crucial overtake for Stevie if he wants to limit the damage that he has picked up due to his spin. That was quite unfortunate. Also,
Kick Sauber has damage. He has 1 end plate left.
Also, quick note: Black Wolf does not have the DRS. Vries does. Sparrow is already a second away from P2. Of course, now the gap kind of shrunk because Vries had the DRS, but I'm really impressed by Sparrow's pace right now. Let's see how he's going to choke it this time.
If this is his pace, then I want to know what his medium pace is.
It would be very interesting to see.
Last stint, as Camille goes for P4 once again around the outside of Junaid into turn 1.
Easy overtake for the Mercedes, and I think Amir might be coming back at Stevie. Not right now, but maybe exiting turn 8. But I'm really surprised by Amir because he is missing the front wing end plate, and he is still pushing, and he is actually gaining sometimes on Stevie. But of course, now going through Sector 1, those S's is going to be very tough to keep up with the Aston Martin ahead. And also Junaid is looking to go back at Camus, and so is Vries. Vries cannot do anything about Sparrow. But Junaid is diving down the inside into turn 11, locks up, goes a little bit deep. Now Camus tried to go round the outside in turn 12, but the Mercedes cannot do anything. That was a good defending and Camus gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. That will hurt him towards the end of the race, of course. But maybe, potentially, he could go back at Junaid. He should be able to go back at Junaid. The gap is... Actually, maybe he won't, because the gap is 6 tenths. And the Red Bulls don't have the pace to keep up with Sparrow, which is incredibly surprising, as Shy Guy gets a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, they both don't have the pace to fight Sparrow. They have to think about something here. Maybe an undercut. Maybe later on in the race.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Go side by side now.
Oh, some fighting between the Red Bulls. Approaching turn 4. They're really close to each other. They're losing time to Sparrow. It's been only 7 laps and Sparrow is already out of the DRS from both Red Bulls. That's a very good pace for the Ferrari. Neither Vries nor Black Wolf have enough pace to actually keep up with the Ferrari, which is incredible to see because they cannot do anything to stop him.
Round.
Oh, Darius! One Ferrari is leading the
hit the
race,
wall.
showing incredible pace. And the other one is spinning, going down to P14. That's a terrible news if you're a Darius fan.
Yeah, he went side by side with Trustak into the swing section. And he's
Also, Jevi and Clyde are going side by side for P12. Jevi with the DRS approaching turn 11. That's an easy overtake for Kicksauber. And also, Vries is now out of the DRS of Black Wolf. Well, he did get the DRS because he was within the 1 second window, crossing the DRS detection point, but later he lost that time, and Black Wolf is still out of the DRS of Dragon's DRS. That's extraordinary.
Their gaps here for some reason.
The race kind of quiet down.
Any pace.
And Junaid pitted on lap 8.
Already?
Is coming to the pits. Maybe he had some front wing damage. I didn't really see that, but maybe he's going for a 2-stop, which I imagine he wouldn't. No front wing changes. He's going for hards. So that's a very ballsy decision to make. 20 laps, over 20 laps, to go on these hard compound tires. I'll tell you from experience, it's not that easy to drive for that long.
So
as he
going into him.
and Sweat Chicken with another penalty. Sparrow is now leading by 1.3 seconds from Black Wolf. Then Vries is less than half of a second behind his teammate. So right now it looks like it's going to be a fight between the Red Bulls for the remaining podium positions. Oh, as they almost went into each other, as Sparrow continues to extend his gap. I'm incredible. I'm not really surprised that Sparrow has pace around Miami. I'm surprised that he has that good pace around Miami, as the Red Bulls are swapping their places.
Once again, welcome to the Red Bull Switch Grand Prix. Every now and then.
Every now and then,
the Williams
indeed.
driver in P10 is close to Swistek.
The gap is 4/10 of a second. Could be interesting. He is using his ERS. He is using the DRS right now, going through the DRS zone, but he looks like he will stay behind. He does stay behind. That's a lockup from Swistak, but that does not really affect his position. And Sparrow is 2 seconds away from the Red Bull of Vries. Now, all Sparrow wants is a calm race until the end. But it's Miami and F4. We don't expect that to actually happen.
Yeah, I expected a safety car by now, but
I honestly expected the safety car on lap 1, which we surprisingly didn't get, as the Red Bulls will not swap their places again. So that's interesting, because it looks like Vries is gonna hold Black Wolf down, going through the end over the second sector. And the gap is 2.3 seconds, 2.4. It keeps growing. Of course, while the time passes, while the lap times are continuing to, while the laps are continuing to go down and down, we will have more and more advantage.
Solve spins round once again, almost. He did a half spin, but he was fighting with Junaid and they touched.
Not a Diaz Clyde.
Everyone gets a penalty right now.
Indeed, and the Sparrows' lead is getting bigger and bigger, turn after turn. 2.6 now. It was 2.6. It's 2.6 now again, and Sparrow looks to be in control of the race so far. I'm gonna be praising him so much, and then he's gonna like spin or get a 3-second time penalty or something, or speed in the pit lane.
Yeah.
As per usual.
10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Sparrow is doing very nicely so far. As
should have moved at the back of the grid. Oh wait, never mind.
And there's a little bit of a DRS train forming up behind Gevi. And yeah, the race is kind of quiet at the moment.
Yeah,
not much is happening. As I say that, Amir is going round the outside. Oh, they touch with the truth. Amir round the outside in turn 11. We'll have the inside line for turn 12. A little bit of pushing and a little bit of a shoving, but the kick Sauber is up to P7. And Junaid and Clyde are fighting. Junaid, of course, on fresher hard compound tires. Clyde on used mediums, and that's showing because he almost spun exiting turn 12, turn 13 actually. And yeah, that's about it for now.
Yeah, it's a bit too quiet, but the truth is going for it. In turn 17, down the inside, and they touch once again. And yeah, they made it out of the corner at least. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, at least that's that. And I'm just really surprised by the gaps that are forming. No one's really making any... Amir goes very deep on the brakes into turn 1. Outbraked himself. I thought he could make a move on the truth, but not much had been done. And Junaid is going through the field. That's going to cost him because he, of course, pitted. And... oh, actually, Uspletto went very wide. And Uspletto has damage. He's missing a left front end plate and losing the places to Darius. About to lose a place to Clyde. Goes down to P14. That's not ideal for the Williams, but he's still going. We're still racing. No safety cars, no VSCs. And, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty calm, isn't it?
It is calm
we need
indeed.
A safety car.
On one hand, I really want a safety car to spice things up, but on the other, I really want to see Sparrow win this race.
Yeah, he will bottle, don't worry.
Yeah, he will. He will bottle it. Honestly, I could see... yeah, go on.
Oh,
Vries pits. So the undercut is on for the Red Bulls. Of course, the Red Bulls will pit earlier than Sparrow regardless, if they would want to go for an undercut or not, because they are, of course, on these fresher compound tires, softer compound tires. And I can imagine Sparrow will pit on lap, what, 17? 18? Something like that, I can imagine.
Wait, what?
Clyde speeding in the pit lane. I can imagine that Sparrow will pit on lap 17 or 18. But that's just my educated guess. You split to a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Not ideal for him.
Junaid is making progress. He is going around the outside of Swiss Tech here, as I can finally see his car once again. He does not go for the move right now, but he will get the DRS. He is using his battery to get close to the Alpine driver. He will get DRS in a few seconds here. Swiss Tech is still pulling away. Will Junaid dive it down the inside here at turn, I don't know, turn 11 I think. Yes, he will.
It is indeed turn 11.
Will he make it stick? Yes, he does. P8, P7 for the Haas driver.
Easy move for Junaid, and yeah, but did he really gain that much pitting that early? Because the gap between him and Vries is Blackwolf Spitz, of course. Because the gap between Junaid and Vries is about 7 seconds, as Camille goes up to P8.
Yeah, the gap stayed the same between Junaid and Vries.
So Junaid kind of shot himself in the foot here, because he is 4 laps, about to be 5 laps on these tires. Meanwhile, Camille pitted on this lap, on the last lap. So advantage Camille now against Junaid.
As Blackwolf.
And the Red Bulls come out side by side. Blackwolf going, no, that's Vries going wide, going off in turn 3, but he maintains his position. But it could get very spicy between the Red Bulls here.
Yeah, it was a bit of confusion because of the kick Sauber in front. But Vries will get past before turn 11.
They're so close to each other. The DRS activated for both of them. I don't think there are any team orders out there. Of course, we know that they are cooperating quite a bit. We know that from Saudi Arabia. Apparently, they had it all planned, but it doesn't seem like their plan is working at the moment. Especially that Blackwolf wasn't able to get past Amir into turn 11. Amir with the front wing damage, so that will hold Blackwolf down, which is not ideal for the Red Bulls.
Junaid versus Camille, part 2 of the story.
Here we go.
They're battling once again. Will Camille get past before turn 17? He's very close. He will get the DRS from the Haas driver in front. He has the 3-second time penalty though for the end of the race. He has to think about his championship because he's leading by like 3 points now, I think.
And that's an easy overtake even before they get to the turn.
Very easy.
Junaid Beck a little bit late, had to take an avoiding action not to hit the Mercedes, but no contact being made, and the Mercedes is up to P7. And we still have 4 drivers in the top 6 who are yet to pit. One of them is Stevie, still on medium tires, the only guy who started on mediums and have not pitted yet. He's feeling confident apparently, but his times will plummet in any time now. And Sparrow still holding on strong, and yeah.
I think he's just recharging battery at this point.
He has 100% of his battery.
Yeah.
Wow.
He knows he's fast against the Red Bulls, so he just needs to chill.
One thing that could actually hamper Sparrow's race is the fact that he probably will be undercut by both Red Bulls, so he will have to get by them. Of course, he will have the tire advantage, huge tire advantage, but the Red Bulls could go for some interesting strategies, because nothing dirty is expected by them, from them. But we could see some potential fighting for the win towards the end of the race.
Yeah.
I will actually check the gap to the leader. It's 21 seconds from Sparrow to Vries, 22.4 between Black Wolf and Sparrow.
Oh, Junaid almost lost it and almost put it in the wall there. He lost it on the exit of turn 17 there. But he's still okay.
Yep, we're still going. He still has the DRS to Camus, but probably not for long, because he is already outside of the 1 second window, just on the cusp of getting the DRS. And yeah, Junaid, that wasn't really the best of strategies for the Haas. He will be at a massive disadvantage towards the end of the race, especially compared to Camus.
As Vries will now overtake Stevie into turn 11. Stevie almost wanted to dive it back on Vries, but he just gave up because he's on all tires now, I think.
Yes, 14 laps on mediums. That's quite a lot, especially around a track like Miami, where the tires get eaten up incredibly quickly. No one even gambled to go for softs, as we have a V-carb spinning.
Have a spinner.
It's Shy Guy and Gavi with 5 seconds.
Oh.
A 3 second time penalty.
Ghosting.
Yeah, that would have been dangerous. Black Wolf overtakes Stevie for 4th place. That was expected from the Red Bull. And Stevie's trying to keep up with the Red Bull, but he has no ERS left and no tires left compared to Black Wolf. So I can't imagine that Stevie will do anything about the Red Bull ahead.
Yeah.
And
just need to wait for Sparrow to box to see what's going to happen.
19 seconds. Nick Hill, the GOAT. 3 second time penalty for Williams driver. 19.5 seconds separating our leader from Vries. 20.8 seconds separating Black Wolf from the lead. I can imagine that Sparrow will be behind them once he pits in just a few laps, I can imagine. But at the moment, this race is really quiet. Gary is trying to go for the move on Svistak. That should be an easy overtake going into turn 11. Using the DRS, not even using his ERS, actually saving up his ERS. And I don't know, he stays behind.
The RB driver of Shy Guy spun it around once again. He stayed out on this half front wing, surprisingly.
Whoa, okay.
He wanted to make a move on Angry Danish driver.
Yeah, his front wing is completely destroyed. The left side is completely destroyed. Right side is intact, but he will suffer enormous lack of downforce as Camel overtook Amir, and Amir almost went into the back of Camel, and Circle pits for brand new medium compound tires. So is Sparrow, so this will be crucial. Sparrow ahead of the Red Bulls on mediums, so that's a perfect strategy. I have no idea how did the Ferrari do that, but that's an amazing plot for the Ferrari as we get a yellow flags. I think somebody went off. I think it was Nick Hill going deep into turn 11, but Sparrow somehow is still in the lead after pitting, and he's comfortably in the lead, almost 2 seconds separating the Ferrari and the Red Bull. How was that even possible from the Ferrari? I have no clue, but everything is in Sparrow's hands. And he is the one who has this race in control. It's his race to lose. It's his race to win. 2 seconds separating Sparrow and Reese.
Well, we know our podium for today's F4 race. And our winner by any chance here.
Yeah, unless something extraordinary happens, Sparrow will win the Miami Grand Prix, the one Grand Prix he dreamed of winning. It's all in his hands now, but it's not over until it's over, of course, especially when it comes to Sparrow. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know. Also, Stevie finally pits for Hearts. About time, or maybe he's gonna gamble for softs. That would be bold. And he is going softs. He's going for softs. So that's gonna be. Oh, that was a really quick pit stop. So we might see a really quick Aston Martin on the charge towards the end of the race. Although it's gonna be 12 laps on softs around Miami. That's gonna be tough task for Stevie. And that potentially could help with some DRS, with some safety cars to spice this race up toward the end of the race. Oh, but he went quite deep in turn 8. But I can imagine Stevie will go to work quickly, not wasting any time. First guy to click off will be Gevi in Kick Sauber car. And that's an extraordinary pace advantage between Aston Martin and Kick Sauber, and it's an easy move into turn 11. And Stevie already all over the back of Swistak, who still hasn't pitted. He's still on very used Hearts. So
he's pushing Swistak into the corner. He's far too quick, man.
And Dragon with the fastest slap.
God.
Wow.
Close.
He's miles clear of anybody. That's Max Verstappen 2023 domination style. As Stevie goes down the inside into turn 17 on Swistak. Another easy overtake for the Aston Martin. And the gap between Sparrow and Reese is 4 seconds. Wow, 4 seconds. I'm just more and more impressed by Sparrow at this point.
Yeah, Sparrow's doing a too good of a job.
Yeah.
Now.
Yep, we're about to hit the 10 laps to go mark. So, AK also known as the Sparrow choking time.
Yep.
So, anything can happen though.
You can do it, mate. You know you can win it in the barrier here or in the wall. You can do it, mate. As Darius gets a 3-second time penalty.
Unfortunately for Darius, Shy Guy with another penalty. Speaking of penalties, why don't we have a look at the race director and see. So a lot of warnings on lap 1. Most of them were awarded to Sweat Chicken. I'm just curious if there's anything for Sparrow. But from what I see... Oh no, there's one warning for Sparrow. Okay. One warning for Sparrow. Which is still incredibly good considering his standards.
Yeah.
And
Stevie almost wanted to dive in.
The Truth and Stevie. Oh, Stevie is actually putting up a show here. in these closing laps of the Miami Grand Prix, and yeah, he cannot make any moves into turn 1, but he will have to wait for the exit of turn 8 to get a decent rundown with the help of the drag reduction system being activated, as we have Shy Guy again spinning. Not a good race for the V Cup.
As it stands right now, Fries will take the lead in the championship.
Consistency is key.
Yeah, for both Red Bulls. How is it going in the constructors so far? Yeah, Red Bull's leading by a mile.
Yeah, as
But
expected. They have the most consistent driving pairing. Yes. Whoa! Contact being made between Stevie and the Truth.
Oh, wow.
They had some history before that in this race, so elbows are out between these two. But I think the Truth will not really be able to fight back the Aston Martin, but he actually is trying to exit in turn 16. Switch checking gets another 3-second time penalty, and the Truth is really close behind Stevie, and he will go for the move on Stevie, disregarding the tire advantage or disadvantage. The Truth is back in 7th place. That's not making anything easier for Stevie.
They really are.
I respect the determination. Yeah, they have some history, and I love it.
This is just beautiful.
Yeah, sensational.
Stevie does not get.
Oh, yellow flag, and it's Shy Guy again. Shy Guy spun again, this time in turn 3.
I see, and has been lapped already.
Yeah, massively.
Yeah, not very lovely.
Not very lovely for him, that's for sure. And looks like Stevie kind of interesting, because Stevie doesn't really, is not really showing that much pace right now. Another spin, and it's Shy Guy again. Oh, Shy Guy.
Must be roasting.
Yeah, they must be done.
At least cost a safety car, guys. Come on.
Aber has joined his teammate with when it comes to. Oh no! Oh, Shy Guy retired. Oh. You were saying?
Oh,
you were saying we have a safety car. Sparrow missed the pit entry. Red Bulls are pitting. Red Bulls are double stacking. Sparrow is at a disadvantage because the Red Bulls were pit for softs.
This is just unlucky for Sparrow.
No way! Oh, Sparrow! No way. Oh no!
Did Shy Guy just put it in a wall? Because
I think so. Straight. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be very tough for Sparrow.
Wow, okay. This is something big.
This is big indeed.
Very big.
Oh my god, everybody's pitting for softs. Poor Sparrow. Oh no!
They will have one lapped car in between them, but it won't affect as much. But they still, oh my god, soft tires.
Oh, that's Abu Dhabi 2021 situation.
Yeah.
Literally.